Then as we go into tomorrow, we'll be seeing temperatures into the 50s, so it'll be nice. Be a bit breezy at times, but I want you to watch as temperatures go to the overnight. Notice temperatures really not going to be budging from the lower 40s, so a more refreshing night will be in store for us as we head in towards the weekend. So now that we know what it's going to feel like, let's take a look at how it's going to look as far as cloud coverage. But these winds, as I mentioned, we got to keep an eye on them because we're going to have those breezy conditions carrying through the evening hours, and then they're going to start to change to the west, then the northwest. That's where we're going to start to see some more of that colder air come across, where we could see a chance of some lake effect snow showers into tonight and tomorrow.
Ross is in now, and I left the house this morning without a jacket because it was fairly warm out there.
Wasn't too bad, but
wow.
Now big changes.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So one of those scenarios where it's warm in the morning, but just getting colder as the day goes by, and that's what we're going to be dealing with as we continue into the overnight. Welcome back, everyone. Despite the windy conditions we had today, it was pretty mild across the board with our lows. 57 degrees this morning, thanks to those clouds that have been into the region with a high of just 63. Ridge of high pressure is really going to help to clear things out in the weekend to come and to next week. So we'll be seeing a lot of warmer air and a mix of clouds, more so fair weather clouds. Here, the severe thunderstorm warning just was issued for virtually the majority of Muskingum County and parts of Guernsey County. Again, the storm's moving at about 40 to 50 miles an hour, so a very fast moving storm. But with this, there's going to be strong winds with it, gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Also possibility of inch hail and also heavy rain. So we'll keep an eye on that. But
Ross is in now, and it's still pretty nice out there, seeing the sunshine, very warm.
Very nice out there, very warm. We got that small threat for severe weather tonight, but in 2 days, I'm going to be talking about snow. So buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy ride. So yeah, it was a beautiful day today. As we can take a look at tower cam right now, you can see mostly sunny skies. We can see some higher level clouds off into the distance towards the west, but overall just a beautiful day today with temperatures into the 70s. Believe it or not, right now we're at 74 degrees, but relatively dry out there with a dew point just at 47 with a breezy easterly wind shifting out of the south. But it wasn't like that this morning. We had a fairly seasonal start with temperatures right around 38 degrees, and we're still seeing temperatures well into the 70s across the region. We can see 70 in New Philadelphia right now, 77 down in Caldwell, 74 down in McConnellsville and New Lexington, and 76 in Lancaster. So we're really dealing with this strong warm front, and it's illustrated very well taking a look at our regional temperatures across the region. And it kind of looks weird as you see these temperatures kind of cooling down from the northwest, and then we're seeing these warmer temperatures down towards the south stretch up, and that's essentially because this is right where the center of this low pressure system is, and that's exactly what it's doing, is pulling in colder air behind it as a normal low pressure system would, and then wrapping around with that warm front with warmer air into our region. So while we're dealing with a lot of active and changing temperatures, really not dealing with a huge risk compared down to the south, along the southeast into the southern Carolinas, and then taking a look into Georgia, seeing a high risk. That is the highest potential for our categories in severe weather. So definitely some very strong storms, tornadoes throughout the region along the Carolinas and into Georgia. And you can see, starting to see that lift into the region, seeing an enhanced risk right in the southwestern portions of Ohio, and then seeing that short trimmed area of that slight risk chipping away down into Lancaster, but dealing with mainly a marginal outlook as we head into tomorrow morning. So we'll see a few potentials for some severe thunderstorms coming to the region, and you can kind of see with those warnings, or I should say those outlooks lifted, where we have these tornado watches illustrated in red, and they span about 8 different states. And you can see where that enhanced look was in the southwestern portion of the area is now encompassed by a severe thunderstorm watch. But we can see a handful of warnings also down. And it looks like right around Cincinnati, we got a couple warnings as well. So we're going to have to watch out for that Reds game tonight with those storms coming through the region. But we're not really going to be expecting much, not until later this evening into the night, actually. We'll be seeing those storms break up, so gradually weakening. So that's why we're dealing with mainly that marginal risk there. As you can see, we'll be dealing with thunderstorms into the early morning hours, but then we'll really start to see just kind of a wraparound rain, just kind of self-sustained rain throughout the course of the day. But at the back end of the system, notice we'll start to see snow mix into the picture, believe it or not, as we're going to be cooling down quite a bit. And yeah, as we head into Friday morning, we're going to see that complete change over to snow, scattered snow showers into Friday morning as we close out the week. Then we'll be drying out with temperatures actually warming up into the afternoon. So pretty crazy, but this is early spring, so this stuff isn't too wild. So we'll take a look at temperatures and what they're going to be doing throughout the overnight. I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty mild evening until we start to see that rain come through the region, and that'll cool things down. We'll then be seeing temperatures cool down quite a bit into Thursday afternoon. We're going to be seeing temperatures mainly into the low 40s throughout the day. Then it's going to be tricky, so we'll see the snow come through Friday morning, but temperatures, as you can see, really aren't going to be hovering too low below the freezing mark, and they're actually going to be warming up. So I think mainly you're just going to be seeing snow on the grassways with maybe a light coating on the roads in the latter half of the morning, but it's going to be short-lived as temperatures will be rising. So taking a look at tonight, we'll have temperatures into the low 50s. Our high will be reached early tomorrow morning, then dropping throughout the course of the day. And taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we'll be seeing that on your 7-day with a nice warming trend into the weekend, but we'll see more showers and more warmer temperatures for next week. But as we see, more snow is then pushing in from the west towards the east, but nothing really yet here in southeastern Ohio. So within this band of snow, though, we could see some limited visibilities. As you can see, a mile in Akron, less than a mile in Mansfield. So I think the main problem, what we're going to see eventually when we see snow later tonight, is the possibility of the obstruction to visibilities if you're driving out later tonight. And this system was actually just in Columbus about a half an hour ago. So just to prove how fast this system is moving through the area. Again, this warning is active until 8 o'clock this evening. So taking a look at on our Futurecast model, seeing this cell move quickly out of the region by 8 o'clock out of Muskingum County, probably into more so eastern Guernsey County. So we'll keep track on that system as it tracks through the area. And then we're really going to be dealing with more showers and thunderstorms coming through the region, but they're not going to be as strong as what these first initial line of storms are going to be. And then it's gradually going to be weakening as the night goes on. We'll then be seeing more chances of showers and rain throughout the first part of the overnight, and then really weakening from that point on as this cold front passes through the region with much cooler and drier conditions to really help stabilize the atmosphere. So we'll be clearing out and setting up for a pretty cool and partly sunny start to the day on Friday. So 23 degrees cooler in Mount Vernon and basically across all of southeastern Ohio from that cold air, from this cold front that's been pushing through the area. But that's not the main thing we're watching right now. We're watching this band of snow that's been making its way from Illinois and Indiana now into Ohio. So tonight, temperatures right around 17 degrees. We'll start to have those winds calm down this evening since the sun is set, and then we'll have calm winds after midnight, so a pretty bitterly cold night in store, but temperatures probably about 5 degrees warmer than what they were today. And hey, it's going to be warming up as we head into the weekend. We just got to deal with a rough start starting tomorrow morning. But as you can see, 57 by Sunday. And as we go into the start of next week, temperatures are going to be back into the 60s with lows into the 50s. So we might have to give the furnace and the heat a break for the beginning of the week. But then as you can see, we got some rain that comes through the region. And then taking a look after midweek, we're going to be seeing cooler conditions in place. And even under the slight risk, we can't rule out a possible tornado or two. So we'll have to be watching that as these storms make its way into the region, into the overnight. Tonight we'll be having temperatures down into the 40s, and we'll then be seeing temperatures rise to near 70 degrees for the day tomorrow. So we'll have some pretty mild conditions in place with those storms arriving mainly into the evening hours. We could have some spotty shower activity that will arrive mainly into the part of the afternoon with this warm front stretching through the region.
Ross is in now. Kind of a strange day out there. We did see some snow showers, but then I swear I was looking out my window and then the sun came out and it was like...
Yeah, it was pretty hit and miss across most locations. I was at Jacquemo's getting some food, and it was like a blizzard out there, like a complete whiteout. But then the snow just quickly melted away, and the sun was out. And mainly just we were seeing some scattered snow throughout the course of the morning and afternoon. But a lot of dry air has been filtering into the region, so not going to be really dealing with any snow for the remainder of the night, and actually probably for the remainder of the next 7 days or so. So we're going to be seeing a lot more clouds coming through the region overnight, but right now you can take a look at that beautiful sunset and seeing a little bit more daylight and starting the day off a little bit earlier too, as we're starting to have our sunrise before 7 o'clock now at 6:57. But hey, it was a pretty bitterly cold day today. Temperatures into the mid-20s this morning and only reaching a high of 34, so didn't really get much help with a little bit of sunshine that we achieved this afternoon. Majority of southeastern Ohio is under the slight risk, so our main threat will be that of straight line winds, possible hail, but with a slight risk, it is possible. We can't rule out a tornado or two coming through the region, and you can see more of an enhanced risk down towards the southwest around Cincinnati. So I know they got our Reds games going on tomorrow into the evening, so it might be a tough one to call here. So we'll take a look on Futurecast and see what we'll be expecting into the overnight. Mainly just going to be a pretty chilly night. Temperatures down into the 40s. We'll have winds calm down too, but then they'll pick back up during the day tomorrow, and it should be partly sunny for the first half of the day, rather warm too, with temperatures back into the upper 60s. Then as we head in 6 o'clock into the evening, we'll start to see some showers and thunderstorms possible lifting with this warm front. So not so much with the front, the cold front itself, but with the warm front, we'll be seeing showers come through the region. Really not going to be seeing much activity until we get into the latter half of the night. And then around midnight, we'll then be seeing the back end of the system come through the region, where we'll see an extended period of showers coming through. But you can see just well off into the screen, could see a mix of snow as we head into Thursday night into Friday. So that means we're going to be dealing with some pretty cool temperatures. But right now, not too shabby, a little bit of a chilly night, temperatures down into the 40s. We'll have some pretty mild conditions for the day tomorrow. We have that threat for severe weather, most of the area under a slight risk, so strong to severe storms are possible. But then, believe it or not, we'll go from having the risk of severe weather for the day on Wednesday, looking at a chance for snow and rain into the morning hours, and taking a look at a high of only 45 degrees for the day on Friday. So quite the drop from going from Wednesday close to 70 down to 45 for on Friday. But then you'll see another chilly start to the weekend, but then moderating temperatures for next week with highs near 70. Carolyn, starting off this evening into the overnight, going to be looking for mostly clear to partly cloudy conditions later into the morning hours as you see more clouds will come through. And we actually have, in the wake of high pressure building, we're going to have this quick disturbance that just kind of pushes towards the southeast right around Dayton, but then quickly dries up as high pressure is just going to be completely pulling in colder air and drier air to the surface. So we'll actually start to see these clouds break up for the remainder of the day on Saturday. And around 8 o'clock, it looks like we'll be looking at mostly clear conditions. So it'll be pretty cold again, temperatures back into the mid-20s, but a lot of that sunshine we'll get tomorrow after those clouds clear out will help to aid in temperatures being quite a bit warmer than what they were for today. And for Sunday, it looks like the remainder of the evening is going to be pretty nice as well, and it's going to be a lot warmer too. You can start to see a little bit of snow starting to mix in towards the north around Bucyrus, towards the northwest, and you can see this counterclockwise rotation with this low pressure system now towards the northeast. We'll continue to see these light, just cold showers kind of make their way through the region, but rather dispersive. We're really not dealing with any real organized precipitation or prolonged period, but it's just that pesky rain that's just not going to let up. And it doesn't help when temperatures are what they're at right now. 43 in New Philadelphia, 41 down in Cambridge, 41 here in Zanesville, already 36 in Mount Vernon. So we're going to be seeing this cold air really usher into the region as we go through the overnight. So we're going to be feeling a lot colder, and just about in the past 24 hours, 33 degrees colder here in Zanesville and pretty much everywhere else in southeastern Ohio, and especially down towards the south. So we'll be tracking these temperatures drop as the evening goes on into the overnight. So we'll be seeing temperatures into the mid-30s by the time we get to 10 o'clock. This will be kind of the time where we'll see more of a snow mix. Then into the overnight, we'll be seeing temperatures drop mainly right around the freezing mark, a little bit above, but we're not going to be staying below freezing for long. So this is what's going to make it really tricky as far as our snow forecast, and taking a look at temperatures then rising back again into the late morning, back into the mid-30s, but only going to be seeing highs into the mid-40s for the day tomorrow. So it's going to be a pretty chilly start to the weekend. So we'll map that out on Futurecast as well, with that changeover to snow starting to really take place down towards our region right around 10 o'clock tonight. Then we'll be seeing that complete transition likely after midnight tonight. We'll start to see that snow really take place off of Lake Erie, mainly in the primary and secondary snow belts. We'll be seeing a couple inches of snow. For us, on the other hand, looking rather light for us, considering how temperatures are mainly going to be into the mid-30s. We've been above freezing for quite a while this month. And I mean, it's April and we're talking about snow, but this is early spring, so this type of thing does happen. Not as often, but it does. And we'll start to see this other band of snow looks to develop towards the north, where we could see additional amounts up along the secondary snow belt, but really starting to dry out as we head into Friday morning. So our window for seeing real snow potential is going to be very small, but we still have a threat for it. So taking a look at what we're thinking as far as accumulations, mainly if you are around Tuscarawas, if you're north of Coshocton and north of Knox County, you could at least see an inch, possibly up to 2 the more north you go. Mainly for southeastern Ohio, it looks like we're going to be dealing with up to an inch of snow. So more so, we're going to be dealing with snow on the grass, wet roads scenario, but we could have a few slick spots as temperatures will be down near the freezing mark, but then warming up to 43 degrees tomorrow.